Hello everybody, welcome back to the Daily Kerbal, and let me introduce you to the Minmus Space Station, sponsored by Floyd Engineering, or something. Floyd Dynamics Research Labs. This is another one of the things that I put up here as part of the stream that I did earlier, and today it's finally going to see its use. Now, you'll notice several things. The station actually only consists of this central column here plus this fuel tank. This is what the fuel tank that put it out into Minmus orbit in the first place, but there was enough left in it, and eventually every ship that came here had enough fuel left by the time it got here that I was just kind of like, yeah, we're going to keep this around for now. The engine is not going to be needed for long, but until we actually haul out actual fuel pods that we use to store fuel around here, we're going to use this as the fuel storage. We've brought out the cruiser that was docked, if you'll remember, with Kerbal Station. It's been a while since we used her, but she is here now, piloted by, I believe, Durster Kerman. That's right. Durster is ready to carry that thing home. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to utilize our space infrastructure. There is another spaceship piloted by Valentina Kerman docked at the Dinkelstein Kerbal Station, which is all ready to take whatever crew arrives there back home from Kerbal. And we've also brought out to Minmus a smaller sized lander. Considering that it takes a lot less effort to land on this planet and go back into orbit around it, I decided that a smaller lander is probably justified. This may turn out to be a catastrophic mistake. We shall see. Let's hope it isn't. It's also loaded with all kinds of science experiments. I have placed all of them right next to a ladder outside of the crew hatch, so they don't have to go through all the messiness of climbing all the way up there and walking around it, but we still have to get up there to get the materials-based study. So there is that. As for today's mission, as you probably guessed, we're going to be conducting a Minmus landing, but not just any Minmus landing, because this Minmus landing is conducted in the spirit of rescuing somebody who is stranded on the planet. Now, how they got onto the planet in the first place, I have no idea. Her name is Kima. She is sitting somewhere along the Minmus, I'm going to say midlands or lowlands, something like that. She is, however, right next to, I believe, Minmus's lesser flats, which is a place we don't have scientific data from. I'm just guessing. I'm not sure it is. Over here on this side, I believe this is Minmus's greater flats, and this one here looks smaller than the rest. So I'm assuming that this is hang on. We can probably just do it this way. Take a look at where we have flags. These are the lowlands. I can't get in any closer. There we go. As these are the flats. These are the lowlands. So we have not actually landed here. I'm hoping this counts as a separate biome because we already have scientific data from the lowlands. And it would suck if we went all the way there and didn't actually get any science from it. Now, we do have several contracts that we're going to be completing here. We're going to be planting a flag on Minmus, first off. Then we're going to be transmitting or recovering scientific data from the surface of Minmus. Both of these are very rewarding. And then, of course, we're also going to be completing this contract, rescue Kima from the surface of Minmus. And that will knock out everything but 2 contracts that we have left to do, both of them having to do with Duna, which is not a place we're going to be going anytime soon. So none of that really matters right now, but we're going to knock out all the contracts that we have involving Minmus. So without any further ado, I'm going to quick save here, just in case, and then I believe, yep, Jo Gard, one of our brand new hirees, she is fresh out of the academy and ready to prove herself, is ready to pilot the lander to go and try and rescue Kima, who is a scientist. So there is that. That's the reason we only have one person in this pod right now. So, I've already quick saved. Let's get to it. Undock. Use a small RCS burst to push us away from the station. Nice and easy. And then let us point ourselves this way, activating our SAS. I figured that the pod is not big enough to warrant me putting extra reaction wheels on board. Let's hope I don't regret that either. Okay, so, how to get to Kima? Well, first off, I think we're going to have to... I don't think setting her as our target is going to really do anything, but... well, it kind of did. I have no idea what this descent node actually means because I don't actually think it's of much help. But here's what we're going to do. First off, considering that this new lander that I built doesn't have any lights on it, we're going to have to make sure that she's on the light side of Kerbin. And then right now we're going to find out just how much fuel this thing consumes as it burns. Let's hope it's not too much. We are going to burn towards the normal vector. The engine is not activated. I'm going to have to activate it. Alright. Doesn't burn a lot of fuel at all. So that is good. It burns almost no fuel whatsoever. This does have, of course, the backside to this is obviously that the downside, excuse me, is that we're not going to be able to perform as many landings as we did with our previous lander. You'll recall the last time we went to Minmus, we were able to take off and land a total of 3 times, which was pretty amazing. Okay, that's the planet is going to be spinning a bit, so that's something we need to account for. However, we can now point ourselves towards our retrograde vector and start a suborbital spaceflight around Minmus. There we go. Okay, that's about right. Now, let us fast forward a bit. I believe that is... What is that? I think that's a satellite. It's probably not the station. It's not heading in the right direction, but I do think I did put a satellite in... Let me just take a quick look. Not a satellite, but maybe a relay? I guess that must have been the space station then. Also could have been that relay. Anyway. Back to business. Okay. There she is. That's Kima. Should probably check our surface. Doesn't appear to be working. We are landing somewhat far away. I don't have to worry that much about... Oops. That's slow us down. Okay, now let's see what we can do here. Gotta kind of push ourselves that way. Something like that. There we go. Okay. It's funny, from this perspective, it almost looks as though she was inside the planet, like a cave or something. Okay, we're gonna have to push a little bit farther first. We are still slowing down. Basically, I think if we just burn retrograde, that should slowly bring our retrograde vector upwards. There we go. Okay, our time warp has now stopped, so no more speeding up for us. I was very happy with the precision landing that we performed on the moon. It was like one of the most beautiful landings I ever performed with a craft that size. Do I have to... What's our course? I can't zoom in any further, so can't really tell. She has to walk a little bit. I mean, worse things have happened. Where's my shadow? Sun is over there. My shadow is right there. Okay. Should give us an indicator as to how close the surface is. Okay. Okay. Now the lander is it's much more easy to maneuver the lander into position now. There we go. We should be landing like right next to her at this point. We're actually, oh no, okay. The shadow. Check it out. Check it out. Right next to her. Right next to her. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that's awesome. Okay. Quickly check and make sure that we did actually, yep, we are in the lowlands. I was right about that. So there isn't even really any point in us getting out here unless, there was one biome on the, on Minmus where I forgot to take an EVA report, I think. Anyway, that's literally all that was left of her pod. Man, I have so many questions for this, so many questions for Kima, who's also a dude, by the way, it would appear. Oh, but here's something we haven't done. We have not yet... Because we haven't actually had that this thing here before. So let's log the seismic data. Keep that. Take it. And get inside. Alright, so that's the mission complete. Now, the flats are a hop, jump, and a skip over that way. So we might as well go try get there. Gotta zoom out. Because we're in a bit of a basin here. Okay, we're flying that way. Quick save, just in case it turns out that our fuel supply is not enough. And let's go. Okay, gonna have to go a little bit further. Can also unset this target, or not. That's fine. Okay, we do technically have an apoapsis, but I'm not. There we go. Okay, let's put her right over there. That should be fine. And we're gonna have to kind of glide over there in one-time speed because we're not traveling fast enough, not traveling high enough, excuse me, to be able to fast forward time. I'm just gonna keep randomly checking, make sure we do actually have all of the. Wait a minute. Am I going crazy? What, Kima is a chick? I could have sworn that that was the male character model for the male Kerbal model. My eyes must have been deceiving me. Anyway. Please be flats I have not explored yet. I know I haven't been to the specific flats. We know that for sure because I haven't planted a flag there. But it might consider it to be the same biome as another one. You can never know. So how's your day been? I've been having a rather rough week myself. You know, it's only kind of started. I'm This is my last year at in the bachelor's program that I'm in right now, and I've somehow got to find a way to convince people that writing a thesis on why video games are educational is worth my time, and, you know, worth theirs for that matter. You know, for how slow and uneventful this flight is, check these two girls out. Aren't they enjoying themselves? I mean, I suppose this is pretty much both of their first space experience. Jogard has literally never even been on a spaceship before. This is her first time. And, you know, we sent her right to Minmus. I mean, what a first mission, huh? Alright. It's very easy to slow down above Minmus, so I'm not exactly worried about, you know, burning too late. We are actually landing at sea level this time, so let's bring our landing gear back out and slow ourselves down. Kill our horizontal speed first. You can tell that our horizontal speed is 0 when the retrograde vector is right on the top dot of the nav ball. Alright. From here on out, things are pretty much routine. Still can't speed her up, though. These legs, I think, will withstand pretty high rate of descent. But, you know, just for the sake of elegance, I prefer our landings to be dainty. Boop. A little bit of a bounce. Just to make sure I'm going to extend these solar panels. We're not in danger of losing electricity at all, so... Anyway, here, moment of truth. Crew report. Oh, thank goodness. These are the lesser flats. I was worried. Now, again, my own idiocy. I put everything on this landing craft except for an antenna. So, there is that. Let's check all these science experiments. Strigu. Sweet. Temperature. I want to log it. Sweet. The barometer. This shouldn't necessarily be giving me any science data because a barometer is not going to pick up anything in a vacuum, considering there is literally 0 air pressure. I should probably read some of this flavor text. Mint Desert. Yep, exactly what I was thinking. And you know what? I am actually hungry right now. It's funny how this game knows. Is that everything? It is, except for the EVA and surface samples. So, Kima, I imagine that whoever sent you out here in the first place probably wanted you to do something big, so why don't you go ahead and plant that flag. Be the one to plant our flag. I can collect the data, and then restore it. Okay, and grab onto this, and then from here we can just literally pick up all these. Take the data, take it, collect it, restore it. You can drop down. Boop. Doink. 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 That's far enough. Alright. Plant our flag. It's planting. There's no reason to be that excited about planting a flag. Starting to look a little creepy now. These are the lesser flats. Not the lurser flats. Oh my goodness, who's the... I forget the name of our pilot. Was it, shoot. Joe... something. Jeez. Whatever. doesn't really matter. Gotta take our EVA report. We just did that, didn't we? Okay. What? Just above Minmus? Oh, because she jumped. Crap. Okay. Keep it. Take the surface sample. Keep it. It's a ton of science we're coming home with. Boink. Eh. Eh. I'll just use the EVA propellant. There we go. All those science experiments have been reset, so go ahead and get inside. Now, more than half a tank of fuel left. Is that going to be enough to get us home? This one too, please. Alright. And we can remember to terminate Kima's pod. Set that one as target. And let's go. Not that it really matters at this point. What's with our apo? Why is our prograde vector pointing that way? We're not moving in this. Okay, hang on. Oh, it's because I have it on target camera. Jeez. All right. Set it to orbital cam. What's our escape velocity on this planet? Minmus escape velocity shouldn't be big at all. And an apoapsis of like 7,000 should be fine. At that height, I don't think we're going to hit anything. Please get about 3,000 so I can speed up, thank goodness. Alright, now we're going to wait all the way until apoapsis. Right about now. And then we're going to start burning prograde. And once I've established orbit, at that point I'm going to pause the recording because all I'm going to do is rendezvous with the station again. And I'll probably bring it back. Probably bring us back when I have docked and am performing the crew transfer. I'm still pointing in the wrong direction. Crap. Okay, there we go. We have an intersection? No, we don't. Alright, we're in orbit. I'll see you as soon as I've successfully docked. Okay, I got very nervous towards the end of the docking. It was a bit tenuous, but we made it. Everything is good. It's the reason I forgot to start recording the moment we had our encounter ready. Anyway, we docked. We have everything ready. Let's transfer the crew. We're going to take Joe Guard. It was Joe Guard. Okay, take Joe Guard and put it there. And then Kima as well. We're going to EVA her, right? Because we need to pick up all the science experiments that we collected. And take the data. And then EVA her over to the hatch on the shuttle. Grab. Get on board. Alright, and then that's pretty much it for this section of the mission. We have the rescue complete. Now we just gotta get these astronauts home. Not a particularly daunting task. They're all on board here, and I'm wondering if... Who's our station commander here? It's Brooke, isn't it? Is it? Is it Brooke? Yeah, I think Brooke is our... Yes, Brooke is the commander of the Minmus station currently. She was one that we rescued earlier. Durster is going to be piloting these two home for their well-deserved reward. And Kima, I got a ton of questions for you. Okay, undock. RCS, okay. Let's activate this engine. I switched it off so I wouldn't accidentally push the station out of orbit. I have this kind of bad habit because you know, in the Kerbal construction facility, the assembly facility, one of the problems is that where's Kerbin? There it is. Okay, we're gonna do another full orbit and then start burn once we get to the other side. Can hide these flags. In the assembly facility, right, the assembly plant for Kerbal Spacecrafts, there's this problem where, you know, you have two kinds of things you can do with your mouse wheel. If you scroll up and down with the mouse wheel, then here it zooms, but in the Kerbal assembly facility it moves up and down. And then in order to zoom something, you should fly right past the space station, I think. We're not going to hit it. In the we're actually even not yep, there it goes. In the assembly facility, you push shift and roll the mouse wheel. That's when it zooms. Here, if I push shift, it kicks up our throttle. And so many times I've wanted to zoom out from the space station and or you know, move up and down. Actually, maybe confusing it. Because maybe rolling the mouse wheel does actually zoom in and out, but it's also different for how it works in the spaceplane hangar. And this can all be very confusing. And then, you know, at random times I will push shift and roll my mouse wheel, and it will zoom, but it will also accelerate. And then the space station is going to start moving out of orbit. I've done that so many times already, so in order to avoid that mistake, I just straight up deactivate the engine of any spacecraft that I dock with a space station. It's literally the only way that I can think to solve this problem. Okay, once again we have a very long orbital rendezvous. This time with the Dinkelstein space station. I passed the periapsis, but who cares? It shouldn't matter. This is basically what we have these spaceships for, is to ferry crews in between stations. Right? I want the periapsis to be 200,000 meters. That's the altitude at which the space station rotates. Oh crap. No one's going to make things hard. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Almost, yeah. There we go. Okay. All right, now. Several things we gotta do. Gotta slow us down for one. Go away, sticky keys. I got zealous there a bit because I wanted to simultaneously try and decrease our it's actually growing now, isn't it? Oh, no, it's shrinking. Okay. Got some encounters now. It's about as good as we're going to get from this angle. Now we're going to have to do another circle. And here we're going to have to burn retrograde again. Thinking that I might just be able to make this circle around one last time, and then it's going to be a hard approach, but save us some time trying to maneuver. And I might not even have to cut out any more of this recording. That'd be nice. Come on, can we make it? Can we get one last approach? Alright, there we go. Well, 6 kilometers, but around a Kerbin orbit could be a lot worse. I might be able to bring it down a little bit by trying to correct our node again. Can do that right over here. Still needing to burn, this time I believe in the anti-normal direction. I think so. Okay, yep, see? Separation is decreasing. 0.6 kilometers is about the best we're going to get out of that at 0.0. Yep, quick save here. And what's our relative speed going to be? 464.8 meters per second. Jesus Christ, that's fast. Okay, you got a lot of burning to do to slow us down there. Okay, 2 minutes should be the time we need. Okay, target cam is set. Retrograde vector. Yeah, we got a lot of slowing down to do here. Okay, let's do it. Got plenty of fuel. Hopefully. Alright, we're slowing down pretty nice. Looks like we're right dead center. Not quite. Separation is increasing. I can probably correct this if I go in here. Wrong button. There we go. Alright, we're coming in. I'm going to speed us up a bit. Flaws in our course are going to become more apparent as we get closer. Oh, come on. Be a bit more cooperative, please. Now it's really time to start slowing things down. There, we should be fine now. I'm going to speed us up a bit more. Burnt through a lot of fuel just because of that approach. See? No problem. Anybody ever doubt that this is going to work? Of course not. Okay. Slow us down to 2 meters per second. The rest we can accomplish with RCS thrusters. Alright. Now let's find ourselves a nice, comfortable docking port. I want to dock on the far side of this. So I'm going to deliberately maneuver us past the station. That right there, that's our new capsule. I've designated her Aurora. This is a class of spaceship that now uses much larger fuel tanks and much more powerful engines to get them off. It's the newest set of like 3.75 meter diameter rockets that we're using now. I opted to skip recording my instances of launching every single vessel out into orbit, purely on the basis that, you know, it's not all that interesting. There we go. But I mean, it is a new set of rockets, so it might be worth showing that off, and I definitely will at one point, because we are still going to be making direct ascent flights. I find that almost unavoidable. It's a fact though that ever since we got those new rockets, getting out into orbit has been a lot less of a chore than it used to be. Alright. I miss my old docking interface. At one point, I believe, back when I played this game a while ago, I had a docking interface that showed me a lot of very useful data, like not just, you know, my heading compared to my target, but also my alignment, my... wait, this isn't right. Oh, it's right. That's better. It was set at the space station center, not the docking node. That was my mistake. Come on, nice and easy. Click. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to transfer our two landers. We're going to transfer Kima. I didn't mean to EVA her, but as long as I did, we're just going to take all the data from the hatch and have her carry it out. And carry her over to the Aurora. Oops. Alright. In you go. Okay, we got all this stuff on board there now. Now we transfer Jogard. So there, and then Durster, you can you can't go home yet. There's not enough room, but you can get in some more comfortable quarters. Don't have to sit in that cockpit all day. Alright, well that's that. Now we just take him home. Valentina is all set. She's ready to pilot our brave Kerbonauts back home to Kerbin. And once more, just because I'm a sucker for punishment that way, we are going to try I could have left some of that fuel on board, couldn't I? I didn't need all that. Hang on. We need like a very small amount of fuel to re-enter Kerbin here, honestly, so let's just there we go. Like, how much should we keep? That much should be fine. Quick save just in case. And now let's undock. RCS burst, push ourselves away from the station. And now, let us warp to here. Sunset. Sunrise. All of this occurring within minutes. There we go. And now let's bring her in. Excuse me? What? 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 Where's Valentina? She was... Alright, hang on. Where the heck is Valentina? Why is Valentina not in here? Where did Valentina go? Why is she here? That's bizarre. I don't remember doing that. Huh. Anyway, last time, I promise. That's better. Okay. What? Now, this is a series of experimentations to figure out just what angle we have to descend from, and engine's not activated. It is now. And what periapsis we need to be at, like where we have to aim. I'm going to aim at like a 90-degree angle. I'm going to try aiming over here, roughly, and see how close that brings us. Like maybe in line with this island right here. Right about there, and let's see how that works. Almost perfect end to the soundtrack as we re-entered. Okay, I'm not going to bother burning anymore just because I know that, you know, we're probably going to have more than enough fuel to slow us down anyway. So just go ahead and detach. Can turn that off. And let's see how we do. How much does this slow us down? Not enough. Like, not nearly enough. The next big moment of slowdown is going to be when we deploy our parachutes. Those are, because the fuel burning up. But I mean, oh, look at this. This I might have just kind of like hit it. It is coming in. And then there is going to be the moment when we deploy parachutes. I might have just brought us right back home. That'd be awesome. Valentina, you are the best. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. I got lucky. I think I got lucky. Yep, there we go. I'm actually even going to wait to deploy the chutes until we're like almost right above it. I might regret this, but I mean, we're so close to achieving a literal perfect flight. Come on, you can go farther than that. Come on. What's our heading? Yeah, sure. Come on, we can. Oh no. Oh boy. Yeah, that's decreasing too fast. I came close though. So next time I got to remember 90-degree angle and just a bit farther away from the. Bit farther away from that island. From like that one, so a bit further ahead. All right. Whoa. Oops. hit that. There we go. Okay. And now let her drop. It's funny how now we're dropping with 7 meters per second, even though last time we had 2 parachutes on a capsule with less weight than this. It was like 9 point something. I wonder what the difference was. Come on, set her down. Alright, let's just so that we, there we go. Okay. Land right side up. Sweet. Now let's see what we got. 842 science, extremely successful flight. A lot of that coming from the new scientific data that we took out with us, so that's pretty cool. Got some funds back. And yeah, we got 2 more level 2 Kerbols, both having returned from the surface of Minmus. Excellent. Now, before we continue, before I cut the episode, let us start spending science points. I want to buy this at last. This is what we're going to need to start refining fuel. Let's do it. And then we still have 292 left. That's not enough to get any of these things, but it is enough to get this. Do I want precision propulsion? Honestly, no. I'd rather just hold out for one of these 300 science techs. So yeah, we're just, you know, we'll get one of these in the future. Anyway, that means that in one of our next episodes, we're gonna start working on fuel refinement. Sounds like it's gonna be fun. Can't wait to see it. Anyway, that was today's Daily Kerbal, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.